didn't go live yet. Oh,
Oh,
fucking timing just wasn't quite right.
fucking fucked it up.
Yeah.
Pretty good, Jay. Way to go.
Hello, people.
Hello, all 0 of you.
Yep.
That's really loud. Let's back that off of here. All right, guys, gals, people of YouTube, you all know the drill. If you're out there, shout yourselves out so we know you're there. Maybe do it a couple times because we don't always see all the comments.
Yep.
Oh, yeah. I'm actually not in the little office that I'm normally in. I'm downstairs today because I didn't feel like fucking carrying all these fucking tool bags upstairs because they're heavy as fuck. I lugged them all week. I don't want to lug them on the weekend. Hi, Angie.
Oh, buddy. You see who's in the chat?
Girth is here. What's up, brother?
We haven't seen Girth in a minute.
Damn, that's probably got us up to what, 20 now?
No, we're at 5.
Oh, well. Yeah. I'm talking about.
I'm not expecting a huge turnout. I mean, we got Easter right on the horizon here, so.
Well, today is Good Friday, so.
I know we're going to be very, very good Christians and not say any
fucking A right.
Fucking A right.
So yeah, I didn't say the A word. What do you want, puppies, huh? That was my gun on the couch, not me farting. Come here.
We didn't make fun of the DeWalt users yet, so we got that going for us.
Oh,
there we could get the puppies.
Let's wait a little bit.
Wait,
oh, the puppies.
Oh, there we go.
Sweet.
That's worth a like.
Wait,
that's got to be worth
a shot. There she is.
Oh, Scouty.
Comment. Oh,
there she is.
I don't remember the fat one's name.
No, well, they're both fat. What are you talking about? Huh. See, we're both fat. We're both fat. Yeah.
Cool. Well, the one's like fluffy.
She's fluffy fat.
Oh.
Okay. So, should we start our show off?
Sure. Yeah, why not?
This is the quickest we've ever hit 5 viewers. At least as the quickest has ever told us we've had 5 viewers. Let's put it that way.
Yeah. So, Hudson's a fucking dillweed. He's not going to be participating today. He's just going to be there.
I'm right here,
he went out to his truck and got a pen.
2 pens, actually.
Ooh, tactical pen.
Yeah, man.
I got one of those pens. Actually, I've got 2 of them. The ones that are made out of the 308 rounds.
Nice.
That's pretty cool.
I actually I had one that I used in my other profession for a while, and then I ran out of ink for it and could not get a refill. So I just have a really neat looking pen.
I hope you guys know who are all watching. It's going to be nonstop being bothered by dogs since I'm downstairs on the couch. Huh?
So the funny thing is like the people on YouTube can't see it, but down here in the bottom corner, I have where I can see everybody, and it shows their actual full size, like what their camera sees.
Yeah, because I could see like myself in the bottom left, and so that
and you can see a dog sitting next to him, which looks hilarious. Hang on. Let's make it big for a minute.
Yeah, there we go.
Oh yeah,
there we go.
There we go.
Hi, girl.
The only thing I don't like about this is like I wish it kind of filled out a little more. It was a little less black, but
I don't need any help filling out. I'm doing that well on my own.
Hey, you got nice boobs.
Thank you.
All right, Caleb, you got a quote for us?
I do. So
thank God you did something right.
Yeah, finally, man. So the quote today, let me adjust my eyes, comes from Wallace D. Waddles. All right. And I feel like this quote's kind of fitting because it kind of matches up with the topic pretty well.
Does it?
Yeah.
He has a quote about tool bags.
How'd you know? No, not really. It's more so about tools, believe it or not.
All right.
So it is essential to have good tools, but it is also essential that the tools should be used in the right way. There you go.
Says the American writer who wrote a book about getting rich.
I mean,
don't
hate the player, hate the game, right?
That's right. It's all in the game, as they say on The Wire.
Yep.
I don't know if other people watch that besides me.
Yeah. I just, figured that was kind of fitting because, we're talking about our, I guess, our tool bags and tools that we use.
We are talking about our tool bags. I don't know, Jay, how many bags do you have?
I have 2 backpacks.
I've got 3.5 bags.
I carry about 4, but one of them just has all the batteries.
Yeah, it's kind of well. When we get into it, we'll see. You'll see what I'm talking about. But yeah, today's topic is tool bags. I don't know about you, Jay. My show is sponsored by. I'll move that out of the way. By Vito here.
If I can pick it up.
Get into it.
Oh shit! It's gonna pull me off the couch. Yeah, mine is too. There it is.
So.
I literally almost actually fell off the couch trying to pick this up off the floor.
Oh, dude, mine is beastly. It's ridiculous. I guess we'll let Caleb go first. He's got the least amount of tools. Show off your pen.
Okay. All right. Well, so as you know, I got to be a little bit of a jack of all trades. Back whenever I was doing warranty work with the construction company I work for now, one of the tools I use most for investigating things was this moisture meter. Nothing too fancy. It's like a $25-$30 tack light from Amazon. But basically, a lot of my complaints were water or moisture related. So I would use this to determine what the moisture level was and whether it was in or out of tolerance. Kind of now more on a
there is a joke in there somewhere about that being a moisture meter.
Yeah. Found a lot of wet things. But anyways, the other thing I use is just an outlet
circuit tester.
Yeah. So but I honestly use this more now whenever I'm hot checking houses with the electricians, making sure that they wired everything correctly. And and also checking the GFCIs, make sure that they work. You just press that little button, it trips them.
I have like 5 things to check power.
Yeah. And then a flashlight.
6 if you count a screwdriver.
Yeah. So I know y'all carry flashlights as well. I carry one as well because I
actually don't.
I get up in attics and stuff like that, and usually a lot of the houses. Whenever I'm in them on a regular basis and checking to make sure that they hooked up everything correctly up in the attic, because most of the builds we do are within floodplains, so hot water heaters and AC units have to be put in the attic.
Hang on, we got to address this comment real quick.
We do have to throw this up.
Yeah, we got when the sheets are wet.
Normally, we don't want to address comments just yet, but
when the sheets are wet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm wet.
Another 2 neat tools I use are nail sets right here. So I found these on Amazon. I've got a Brad.
Is that
nailer.
one in your left hand there? Is that one of those spring ones? You pull it up and it.
Oh, they both are.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So they're both spring set. You just set on the head of the nail.
Yep.
Pull it out and kinetic energy.
Give it a little whack.
Can't you use those for punching out pins in door hinges too?
Yeah, that's kind of what this one's for.
Okay.
But yeah,
I've seen people do that. I saw somebody go bonk, and I was like, dude, that's fucking awesome.
Yeah, but they
make
work
them for rifles and stuff too, for takedown pins and son of a bitch, retention pins for trigger groups and stuff like that.
Yeah. But I've actually used those a lot. Unfortunately, my tool bags, they're all kind of locked away in both my work trucks, or my one work truck and then my other truck, because I'm getting ready to help my dad with some stuff tomorrow morning when I head out from here. But I carry a Brad nailer, impact wrench, drill, circular saws, stuff like that, all cordless. I've got both Craftsman and Milwaukee. I'm in the process of transferring from the Craftsman to the Milwaukee.
So, you are welcome.
That way, I don't get so much shit when we're on the channel and I'm talking about Craftsman. I can talk about Milwaukee. Me one of the
I was
cool
gonna say,
kids.
I mean, I have Milwaukee in one of my bags, but the other one does not. It's Cobalt.
Yeah,
Dude, I've had quarter cable tools too. So I mean,
yeah, and you gave them.
I mean, money dictates everything you do in life. So,
bro, honestly, those porter cables, believe it or not, those have.
Yeah, that's right. I gave them to you, I think, didn't I?
You did. And they have come in handy quite a bit. The circular saw by porter cable is crap. But moving on. Other
It's
tools
like what, like a 4-inch blade or something. It's not very. I mean, unless you're just
Well,
cutting
well, they have a
2x4s.
6.5-inch blade. Problem is the whole system for a 20 volt is completely underpowered because it's like the geared one,
Yeah.
but their gear ratio is crap. Like it bogs down try to cut a 2x4 in half. But anywho, with my
I think that whole kit cost me like $125. So
yeah,
for like two batteries.
You know,
it had a really nice light that I ended up leaving on a job somewhere and somebody took.
Yeah,
so.
But it goes back to the quote. It's it's not really the tools; it's how you use the tools
it's
or
the
knowledge
man using the tool.
So, another fun thing that I use is instead of carrying around like a whole like screwdriver, flathead, or Phillip head screwdriver kit, I got one of those multi kits right here. Let's see. So yeah, you got all the.
That's pretty good.
Sorry, on this side, all the different bits. Trying to figure out there. The nice thing about this one, and Jay, earlier what you're talking about, how you have like the standard, screwdriver. This one can extend out. It doesn't go out to 8 inches. It only goes out to about 4 inches. But
sucks to be you. Mine's longer than yours. Oh, sorry, it's Good Friday. Damn it, I'm going to hell.
Yeah, but it also comes with this really neat magnet that has about a 2-foot reach. So, but yeah, I've used this one a lot too. Whenever I've done punch work or tightened up like loose sockets or whatnot.
This doesn't go to work with me.
Yeah. And then honestly, right now,
that's weird because like I have a very different approach to mine.
Yeah, but as I've mentioned before in previous videos, I've moved on from warranty work and now I'm on the build side. So honestly, one of my more useful tools right now, and it's not a pin nick, but it is tape. So
Thanks,
on the construction side, whenever I'm punching a house and pointing out things,
you guys not have Good Friday in Australia because your mind is in the gutter today.
No, it's Saturday over there, bro.
It's
I believe it's called Holy Saturday, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. But I use blue tape for paint issues mainly, and then green tape for drywall. But that's more so for
my most used tool is a pen. Can't make money if you can't write an invoice.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really use pens that much. My company, they like to do everything electronic. But and then honestly, most used tool right here is the cell phone. I'm on it just about all day long. Phone calls, sending emails, shooting text to field managers that I have contact with. Be like, hey, we got this going on at this house, or your guys messed this up, or
your
like,
guy
hey,
drove
just want to let you know.
A front loader through the house. We're gonna have to kick you off.
It has happened, dude. May 5th.
My last company that I worked for was a primarily construction company. I have seen some stuff.
Oh, I'm sure you have. But yeah, so that's mainly the stuff that I carry on me whenever I go into houses is the small stuff I have in here. Especially my role now, just going through punching out houses, seeing where they are in the build phase. But honestly, the blue and green tape I use the most. Letting the trades know, because they're already like pre-scheduled to come through at different times during the week, and so if they see blue tape or green tape on it, they know they need to fix it pretty much. But I do also. What's that?
Does that just about wrap up your tools that you've brought?
Yeah, that's all that I brought. And like I said, all my other stuff, I still use like impacts, drills, and then the circular saw and oscillators, but all those are kind of packed away because I'll be using them.
Hey,
this
honestly, like real quick before we move on, for you, Caleb, that pack out line, the Milwaukee pack out line, I know there's a couple other ones. I don't know what DeWalt calls theirs, and I think Rigid has one too. But that would be like perfect for what you do, you know, because it's all modular. You can kind of pack everything in there and stuff. That would kind of be really good for like what you do, especially working out of your truck where you could take the stack out, you know, bring it to the house, do what you got to do, and then put it back in and not have, you know, 50 things to bring in and out.
Yeah, and I have looked into that. Problem is with me being in a compact truck, honestly, the bags that Milwaukee sends or that I have with the last order I had from them, I had a really large tool bag that I can fit all my M12s in. So I have all those in one, and then I carry the batteries and the charger, and then like the blade attachment, spare blades, and bits all in one of the smaller ones. And that honestly, that works better for me because normally whenever I'm going in and out of houses now, I'm not as much hands-on unless I'm trying to track down a floor squeak or find out the source of a leak just to cut out drywall and point it out to the trade so they can address it quicker. So, I mean, I really don't use my power tools too much right now. But normally whenever I do, I'll have like kind of like that picture I sent you one day. I was going around adjusting door handles and security latches on back doors and stuff like that. So all I used was my impact to go through and make all the fine-tune adjustments in like several houses one day. But yeah, no, I definitely like the pack out stuff that Milwaukee has. It's just unfortunately with the compact truck, I'd have to put it in the bed of my truck, and I don't trust the people I work around. So
I feel that.
All right, but yeah, that wraps my stuff up.
And just a quick reminder before we go on, we're reserving comments kind of for the end of the show. We'll go through and pick out some of the better, more fun comments.
Which I think
and
Angie's
just kind of
take the cake on this week.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, keep commenting, Angie. We don't care. But when you do comment, just keep that in mind that it's not going to kind of be addressed until further on in the show. So make it in a way so that we know what the hell you're talking about.
Pretty much.
Please.
Thank you.
All right.
You're welcome.
You going next?
I guess. So we'll start, since this one's actually like kind of open, because I was actually showing these guys some new stuff before we started. Let me pull this out of there. One thing that's in there is a Milwaukee M12 impact, just because it's light. This bag is the Klein backpack. It's truly not my favorite whatsoever.
It's a bag with a B.
Yeah. It's truly not my favorite whatsoever, but right now it's just doing well as like a preventative maintenance bag. So since this sucker's hanging here,
I tell you what the biggest problem I had, the biggest two problems I had with that Klein bag, it falls over when you put it down, and the freaking zipper sucks.
I was gonna say, for me, it's not deep enough, like this way. For like like if I don't have this in the right position, it's not gonna zip up. But this is just a Lockout Tag Out Kit. I guess I could show you some of the stuff in there since there's not much in there.
I like how you've got that whole thing. I'm kind of curious as to what is in there because I've got pretty much my lock here. I've got my lock, and then I've got one breaker clamp here. And that pretty much does 99% of what I need. I mean, anything else, I just go back to the truck and get.
Yeah. So the reason I carry it is just literally because it doesn't really weigh shit.
I mean, I'll grab a hasp if I need one.
I don't know there, and one of it just has Lennox's info on it, just because. I have these two.
Yeah. So mine, I've taken a lot of those tags off of mine.
Yeah,
And-
I don't use the tags too much realistically because most of the time they end up falling off anyway.
Yeah, so what I've done is I just put labels on.
Yeah,
I just printed out labels and put them on there with my info.
My locks are labeled even though they're kind of like wearing out.
Yeah.
But so pretty much what I'm most commonly use, I have 2 locks. It's just it's pretty much for like having 2s just for install purposes, like when we're changing out units to lock out breakers downstairs. I have the multi-hasp here just because often on big repairs I'm working with other people, so we could each have, a lock on there. I have a spare one of those there.
I usually just grab the hasp as needed.
Yeah. This one is the one I actually use the most. And so what this guy does is, like, for instance, today the units I'm working on are newer Lennox units. And so they have a breaker inside the unit, and there's a little door.
Yeah, that's the only one that this won't fit on is those Lennox and the York breakers inside the unit.
So if you get one of these big guys, it works. And then
I got
slide it up over there, tighten that up, and that locks it out. I have the smaller one too for other units.
And for anyone that doesn't know, just real quick, how these work. So basically, like if my finger is the switch, what you're going to do is put this in there, tighten it down, okay, and then you clamp that over, put your lock through this hole on the bottom here, and it just prevents anyone from being able to switch it on or off without
that
taking the lock off first.
It actually locks the cover shut, that big one. I thread it through the front of the little flip-up cover for the Lennox breakers.
Yeah.
Yeah, but just a couple Sharpie Pros. I like these because, they're really the Milwaukees do it too. But basically just having a marker that writes on like damp and oily surfaces helps a lot with rooftop units. That was just the stuff kind of like hanging out on the outside of the bag. I do have a couple rolls. This bag just has a couple rolls of like cheaper electrical tape on it. I think I stuck the good stuff back on my Vito bag. Yeah, because I was using it for repair jobs. As far as what's inside, this bag is like kind of rough right now. It's evolving because I just actually put this one together. But I'm always keeping my electrical meter on me. Yes, this thing is a brick, but it's worked well for me.
Is that the 600?
Yeah, this is the Field Piece SC660.
Yeah, that's it.
One thing I
think
really like,
AK Greaves calls that the fish bat.
Yeah, it's like the Billy Club of meters, but I like having the magnet on the back, and I really like being able to do the phase rotation test. So for those of you who don't know what that means, a lot of equipment that we work on, me and Nick, has 3 hot wires to it. And so basically if they aren't aligned, it realistically, without doing a phase test, if the wires aren't taped, color coded to match up with each other, if you get one of them backwards, whatever you're hooking up, like for instance, a blower motor, it'll spin the wrong direction. So what this allows me to do is I can turn on the power and I can test all 3 legs, and it'll show me like 1, 2, 3 or 1, 3, 2 to let me know if it's right or wrong. So that's biggest thing I use on it. And then just, your normal voltage stuff.
Used to be able to get away with turning the blower on and making sure your blower was going the right way if you were like commissioning new equipment.
Yeah.
But now everything's VFD now, and the VFD creates its own.
Yes. And they get
power.
Things are different. So as far as stuff that I regularly use, like I have some stuff in here that I don't use that often. It would be like these 2. One of these you could tell I use.
Those are the
one of these I don't.
Demo screwdrivers.
Yeah, demo screwdrivers. The reason I have this big flathead one is it pops belts off of pulleys for me. Yeah. The big Phillips one I use every now and again, but realistically I don't run into Phillips number 3s that much. It's basically here if I just want to pound a hole in something. So it's literally what they're for.
Is
Where did I get that from?
Is Angelo? Are you out there in the chat? If you are, shout yourself out because I got a funny story about a screwdriver with me and him.
Yeah,
I'll tell it either way. But if he's out there,
let's see which one is this. Okay, so I just have a regular 11-in-1. This is actually the only good 11-in-1 I've ever owned. This is the first one I ever got, and it's the only one that's still together. Don't know why. But
try the Lennox ones.
Yeah,
The blue and white. That's the best one I've had.
I actually have some Lennox stuff in this bag and the other one. But this one actually doesn't come out anymore because the one I was showing the guys before, this guy just got is a Klein. Dog, you're going to have to move your head off my lap. So it's a Phillips and a flat, but what it's nice about it
your wife a dog?
Yeah, it's adjustable. So I could go from, all the way out to an 8-inch length, all the way back to 4. That's been really handy for me. And then I do have this guy in here. This comes in handy actually more now working on package units than it actually previously did when I bought it. It's a Klein also, but it's with a big multi-nut driver. So it just has a multitude of different sizes, 9/16, 3/8, and 5/16 on this
Worst case scenario, anyone tries to carjack you, just hit him with it.
You just hit him with it because this thing is heavy as all hell. The other side is 7/16 half, 11/32, which the 11/32 is good for taking condenser
motors
off.
Yep.
And then it does have a 1/4 too, which literally never gets used on package units, like ever.
York.
Yeah, every now and again with a York, but I try to avoid York at all costs. So York, if you're watching,
shit that they got. Exactly.
The only channel lock style pliers I use. Basically, don't use anything else anymore. Nick is going to back me up on this. I have another pair in the other bag. Everybody says it different. Knipex, Nitex, Nipex, whatever you want to say.
I heard from the tool pros that the K is pronounced.
Yeah, either way.
Supposedly they come from Germany.
Made in Germany. It's great being able to adjust it and then it lock into place so they're not fumbling.
The auto lock feature too is really nice.
Yeah.
You get a piece of gas pipe or something that's stuck in there.
Right.
You can literally stand on these things and get a piece of pipe broken free.
Yep. And the shape of the jaws is really nice if you're even for a gas line, even they work, but also for unions on gas lines or any larger bolts and nuts, they grip really well.
Dude,
these are good for pulling off service valve caps off of king valves, things like that.
Valves. I used to have just 2 pipe wrenches that were my go-to if I had to do any kind of gas work.
Yeah.
And it ever since I've got these, it's these 3 wrenches. I take them, I stick them in my pocket. I go up and I do whatever I have to do on the gas line. The only time I break a pipe wrench out anymore is if it's some 50-year-old gas line that's been put together for 100 years and doesn't come apart.
I have pipe wrenches in the other bag because I have a story of why I actually have them in that bag. I do keep a pair of wire strippers in there. I don't use them too much for wire stripping, believe it or not. I strip wires with Lineman Pliers. It's just something I learned doing a lot of electro. I use these actually for the needle nose style tips just because sometimes if I'm popping wires off of contactors or circuit boards or stuff like that, it's just easier to reach back there with these and pop it off than it is to try to squeeze my hands in there. Then that's,
while you do that, I'm going to do some quick Google foo.
So that's literally
Knipex pliers.
Primarily what they're for. I just got these Knipexes in the other day. I actually got to use these wire cutters today. They came in handy when I was tracing out some wires, and I got some small linesmans. The reason I use the small ones is because, like I said, this bag is just a preventative maintenance bag. So as I run into little things or got to do some little things or whatever, I just want this one to be as light as possible because when I can save my back, I like to.
Makes sense,
Also in here is, I think these are Stanley. Yeah, these are Stanley.
All right. So check this out.
Okay.
I've had a pair of the Vice Grip brand channel locks.
Yeah.
Which, back in the day, if you had a pair, which Vice Grip now owns Channel Lock, if I remember correctly. You guys can correct me on that if I'm wrong.
Channel Lock's actually made right here in Meadville.
But they, like, back in the day, if you had Channel Lock brand Channel Locks, you had something, you know? So a pair of Vice Grip brand Channel Locks is $21.14.
How much? Angie, you're killing me. I can't even stay focused.
Right? $21.14 off of Amazon. A pair of Knipex, same, I mean, you know, comparing apples to apples, 7¼ inch pliers, $29.90.
Yeah.
For an extra $8, it is worth every single penny.
Actually, I mean, like, they aren't by any means cheap. Because I bought these 3 together. So the Cobras, the Linesmans, and these
and again, we're just doing the channel locks, like just one channel lock for one channel lock.
Yeah, but
you know, no kit or combo or anything.
That 3-tool set cost me $91. You know, so they aren't by any means cheap.
I mean, this 10-inch
they
pair,
are. Yeah,
this 10-inch pair goes for like over $30.
Yeah, but they're worth every cent.
Every
literally.
Freaking penny, dude. I mean, because you can easily, like I said, I don't use pipe wrenches hardly ever anymore, and you could easily spend $50 on a good pipe wrench. So,
yeah, you could spend a shitload of money on this. So something else that's in this bag, and they're literally just in there because of the locations I've been working at. I own a whole set of ratcheting wrenches, but this bag right now has 2 in particular, and that's a 3/4 and half, and that's because on these Lennox units,
York?
No.
Oh.
Lennox.
I think York does the same, though.
They might. I don't remember, honestly. I don't run into too many Yorks.
Everything I work on is either train or it's a 20-year-old piece of shit York.
I do have some piece of shit Yorks out there. The ones I do have are total pieces of shit. Anyway, for the Lennox units, so this
the ones
wrench
I have
here,
look suspiciously like Lennox.
This 1/2-inch one, the mount that the motor sits on, there's 4 bolts, and they're 1/2-inch, and then the belt tensioning bolts are 3/4. So that's why I have them. The ratcheting wrenches are just, I mean, it's just so much easier, especially in tight spaces. If you're trying to pull out a train Voyager motor, it's so much easier to get in there with a wrench in small spots than it is a socket a lot of times. So keep that around. I'll bring these guys out just because I kind of want to talk about the brand. These are just kind of in there because they're a little bit of just overflow. I don't use these a whole lot at the moment. These are actually primarily, I actually use these in more residential applications because a lot of breakers are squares, and that's what these are. They're square tips. But I just want to mention the Weira brand. These are insulated screwdrivers.
Oh, I got you covered, buddy.
Yeah. I was going to say, there's so much shit that I have that Nick's going to have too. It's like we're both.
Dude, the German hand tools.
Yes, in general, German hand tools by far.
I will never buy another American hand tool again. And I'm like hardcore, like, you know, America first kind of patriot type guy, and I'm like, dude, just the American hand tools suck. Well, they're all made in China now. Is half the damn problem.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So if I can get them to come out, I shouldn't actually put these away. There we go. Because the pockets on this Klein are not very flexible. Something I was showing Nick before this started. Yeah, thanks.
Oh, we can't show that on YouTube.
Oh, sorry. So I got these Cobalt Allen wrench sets, which, you know, it's nice to have. Like, I have the ones that fold out, but these, you can get a lot more leverage on them for motor and blower pulleys, just because the screws are notoriously jammed. But what's nice is it comes with this little handle here. You unscrew it and pull this out, and you could stick the Allen keys down in there and close this back up and use this as a big T handle. Comes in quite handy. I actually got to use it for the first time today, and I was really pleased with how it worked. It's just over, like, you know, typically, like if I got a set screw that's stuck, you know, I'll just pull this Allen key out for shits and giggles. I would stick this end down in there and then try to crank on it with this. Well, instead of doing that, potentially bending the living hell out of these, because as Nick knows, many of those set screws get rusted or whatever and jammed the hell in there.
It seems like Allen keys are just made out of shit material. It doesn't matter who makes them, I feel like.
No, they're really not. I mean, and pulleys in general are just 99% of them are shit anymore. But having this handle really helped because it just gave me, I didn't even hardly have to work. I just went crack and, boom.
I actually keep some T-handles in the back of that bag.
Yep.
But the old trust and true Allen keys, they get it done because sometimes you don't have room for. I probably have more ways to take out a freaking Allen screw than anything else.
Yeah, really.
Because they're always in the weirdest, most oddball locations, and like you said, none of them ever want to just unscrew. It's
not very common. I haven't seen one for a while, but there in some cases, I don't remember who it was. There was an asshole company. If you're watching the asshole company, I fucking hate you. They put a pulley on a blower, put a set screw in, and then put a set screw on top of it. There's two in there. And
it's Carrier, wasn't it?
I want to say it was. And what a bunch of asses for that, because you pull it out and you're like, okay, why the hell? Maybe. I think they haven't done it for years. It's on the older units, but
no, I'm a Climate Master, I think.
I don't know what it is.
Wasn't that the iteration before? Whatever. Welcome to HVAC Talk with Nick and Jay, with Caleb sitting down there not talking.
But
I'm just along for the ride, boys. Along for the ride.
So the other thing I want to talk about that I have in this bag, I know Nick has these too. Testo Smart Probe Set. Easy enough. Walk up to a unit that I'm doing a preventative maintenance on. It's short cycling. Hook up my 2 pressure probes, see what's going on, see if it's high pressure or low pressure, or if I have one on the Lennox units. If you guys watched the little preview video Nick put up earlier,
a little short video. If you go to the channel, I don't know how that work.
That was actually recorded by me today. So if you look on there, there's a controller for that Lennox unit that actually tells because the units have temperature sensors in them. So it was actually telling you what the supply and return temp is. That unit was working fine, by the way, for all you HVAC guys out there. I had just started it up when I did the video. So, but if you see you're not getting a good temperature split, then, I can hook everything up, see where superheat all that is. But, none of that shit for the rest of you people out there who have no idea what the fuck I'm talking about. So,
superheat, Superman?
Yeah, exactly.
Used to work with a little Cuban guy that would say that.
Yeah, so we're going to zip up the client bag here, and we're going to pull out the one that almost pulled me off the couch earlier. So we'll just start with kind of the outside of that. I have to pick it up.
Who is texting me during time?
Got the tape strap.
Naughty.
This is the tape I use the most, the Scotch Super 33 3M tape. Best fucking electrical tape ever. I do have a marker on here. This thing's pretty nice too to have. I actually think I'm going to throw it in that bag. It's a multi-tip precision screwdriver.
I have the Southwire version.
Yeah.
I have a thing about Klein tools.
Yeah, I know. So do I. Trust me, I'm not arguing you. I do keep a tape measure on there. If I find a pulley that's bad, I measure it up, measure the shaft, just for whatever reason. So one I actually got, it's hard for me to read, sorry, because it's made by Crescent. I know it's called the Lufkin.
Is that chameleon one?
Shock Force.
Oh yeah,
has the black, neon green, both sides. I'm really liking this so far. It's only a 16-foot tape measure, just because I wasn't buying a 25-foot tape measure if I wasn't going to like it. So,
I mean the little those shorter tape measures, they do have a purpose. I mean, I keep a little 6-footer, around, just like you said, because I'm just measuring, say, a pulley size, or I need to measure a
big thing. Because working on Lennox units, when I tension a belt and I find the tension's good, measure each side of the bracket to make sure it's square. Or if you
you're pricing, like, say, replacing a liquid line dryer or something. You just need the size of the line real quick.
Yeah.
That's, primarily what that's for. So I was like, I don't need a 25-foot tape measure, for that.
I
carry around a 25-footer, but that's just.
You're doing a little bit different than what we're doing.
Yeah, your stuff's a little bit more refined. Mine's.
You can tell that I don't use it.
We're not fabricating things. Is the difference there?
Yeah,
I have one of those Greenlee, like no contact voltage testers. I don't really use it, and you could tell because it's stuck in my bag and won't come out.
Looks like that.
Yeah.
I've got one of those too, but my kids broke it.
This thing is jammed in this
I could
bag.
see it being fun as a kid.
Yeah.
This thing is jammed in this bag because it hasn't been used recently, so you'll have to forgive me on some of this stuff. There we go. Just a UEI little pocket thermometer. I like it just because, one, it has magnets on the back. You can fold it all different ways. All kind of companies make their own version of it, so I just have the UEI.
I think mine's a UEI too. Yep.
I just have the UEI really because it's inexpensive and it's work. It's going to get broken, so I'm not going to spend a ton of money on something like that. Especially like if I have it up on the ceiling and it just goes flying down. Yeah.
Those UEI magnets suck, yeah.
Yeah, they do suck.
Yeah, I think like right around this time of the year when cooling season first kicks off, you can get them for like $10 from UEI.
Yeah.
You go to like John Stone or somebody.
In this, there's a little pocket. I guess I'll pull this back up. There's a little pocket right here on the front of the tech pack. I just actually have.
We can just show off mine tech pack if you want. Because I've got mine on a table right here.
That's all right. It give me some exercise lifting this fat ass thing up. Those are just the little temperature K-type temperature sensors for the meter. Actually.
Thermocouple. It's called a thermocouple.
It's actually pretty nice to have them because if I want to do a temperature split, I can have T1 and T2 on there. It's normally something on like maybe the more basic units that we put in, like I'm commissioning, so I really need a temperature rise. It's easier to just have them stuck in there and look at one thing while I'm writing the information down. That's typically what it's for. They don't get used a whole lot.
Measure quick, buddy.
Yep. Nowadays. All right, so the main section here, you're going to see the big Cobalt drill come falling out, impact drill. I've had this thing for 3-4 months, maybe. It's worked great so far. I got it just because of price point, and I was curious about the new stuff they were putting out, the new brushless stuff. It's been great so far. No complaints whatsoever. So we'll continue to mess around with that. So this, if you want a reference of where I am in the bag, look at Nick's. I'm putting this back down because I have to see what I'm grabbing. So the zippered pocket in the front, when you pull this down,
very nice.
In there.
Hang on. I can move my chair a little.
Yeah,
they're gonna wide it, man.
So right there where his hands were, there's a little zipper pocket. Jumper wires, alligator clips from a meter. There are a couple more of those Sharpie Pros. There is something in here I do want to talk about for some of you HVAC guys who may not know. This guy. So if you can see, this is for Schrader cores. This is made by JB, I think. This is great because you can tighten those Schrader cores.
It's in there somewhere.
And it's torqued. So it clicks and you can't tighten it any further so you don't snap it off. That I really, really like having that thing. It saved me from being stupid many times, which in case you guys didn't know, stupid. Okay, so moving into the main pockets.
That's why. Sorry, that was a casino reference.
Yeah, exactly. So this is a 6 and a 10-inch crescent wrench made by Crescent. These are actually fairly new. I don't use them a whole lot. They're mostly used on the set screws for blower wheels. Smaller stuff if I'm working on a direct drive blower. I actually use it, loosen the set screw up, take the motor mount bolts out, and I'll actually twist the shaft with these to work it all the way out through the wheel. But they don't get used a whole lot, but they do come in handy here and there. I do like, let me throw it on my floor. That's a good gouge. I do like having this little one. Like
that's a landlord's floor.
Yeah. I'll carry around sometimes just for popping Schrader caps off and shit like that. I'm not going to pull out all the ratcheting wrenches. You saw the two I use the most. There's a rest of a set of them down there. Pair of cheap ass ratcheting PVC cutters just for condensate drain lines, shit like that. So here come the big Linemans and the big dikes. These are from Klein. These Linemans, actually, having the bigger ones is really handy. One, cutting really heavy shit, which isn't too often, but these are great for on some units that have that you guys in the trade know there's those stupid ass piece of shit clamps that you have to pinch and pull to get the hose off. These flat heads of the Linemans work great to pinch those and pull off. Having the big dikes is really good for. These are great if you've got to cut something you need high leverage. These are great.
So I've got like probably 3-4 pairs of dikes, and they literally all sit in my big toolbox in my truck that just has like spare tools in it. Basically, it's one of those tools that I've got a bunch of different pairs of them, but I never use them. I either cut using my wire strippers or I use my Linesman Pliers.
Yeah, I'm big with these Linemans. Actually, when I was talking about earlier that I don't use wire strippers too often, I really don't. I use these. In fact,
well, I'm using my wire strippers kind of the same way you are, in the fact that they're just like needle nose, and these are also nice too because they've got the let's see if I can. They've got the crimper section down here. So if I've got to do like just one crimp connection real quick, I can just do it with that. If not, I'll go and I'll get my actual full-size crimpers, because these actually, they don't have a lot of leverage. So if you're doing a lot of larger wires, your hand actually starts to get tired after a while.
But these Linemans work great. These cutters right here, I actually use these. These are the best thing to strip thermostat wires with, because I just slide the wire in, just put tension on it and pull it, and it's off perfectly. Doesn't cut the wire. So the other notable things in here, I mean, there's nothing crazy. We
got to keep it moving along. These people are going to be catatonic.
Yeah, longer shank, 1/4 5/16. I paint them so I know who's who because the numbers are off. Klein. Another pair of the Cobras. These ones.
Those are 10 inchers?
No, the same size. But you could see the discoloration. I use these ones to braze all the time, so they get heated.
It was funny. So I kept my Irwins around because I did have a pair of those Irwin ones just for brazing and stuff like that, and I got so pissed off with them that I don't even use them for that anymore.
Full size crimpers. These are Milwaukee's actually, and they work great if you're doing a lot of it. Yeah. If I do want to use wire strippers, I will actually use these Milwaukee's over the Kleins. One, they're spring-loaded. I love spring-loaded shit.
Right there.
And these have really great needle nose tips on them.
Yes, they do.
For grabbing shit. So
I actually like the older style. So I've got the first kind of iteration of them.
Black handles.
Yeah. I like these a little bit better, but they don't make them anymore, unfortunately. That made me a sad German girl to find that one out.
What a shame. Okay, so the other notable stuff in here, I do have some of those Lennox screwdrivers. I just have some bigger ones. So we're going back to German tools. So I'm going to pull these all out real quick. I have more Wera insulated screwdrivers. Let's see, these are so beat up, I have a hard time reading them. Okay, so these are my Phillips 1 and 2, and then these are my flats 3.5 and 6.5. I actually really like this flathead one because it's a long shank, and I like what they do to the tips on these. Shut up, Hudson.
The laser etch tips.
Yeah, laser etch the tips. These I didn't think it was that big of a deal when I first bought them. but then I actually started using them, especially on like contactors, and these are literally perfect. They fit perfectly in the screw.
You can actually hold a screw with them, so it's kind of like having a magnetic tip.
Yeah, it was really kind of shocking because I wasn't anticipating it whatsoever.
No, I was truly surprised by that myself.
This Klein 10-in-1, I
don't remember how it went exactly. If you told me to get the Wera laser tip screwdrivers, or if I told you to get the Wera laser tip
who told you. One of us did.
But I remember the conversation going, "Just do it.
Just do it," and then
just do it. You're not going to be upset.
This is actually an 8-in-1 Klein. This is their HVAC one. It's just their one to have a spare for Schrader cores. But what I like actually about this quarter.
Where's that guy that likes when you burp?
Slide it up and screw this collar up, and you got 5/16, and it's magnetic. Comes in handy here and there. I have a bunch of these. These are actually not Wera. These are the Weehawk. Yeah, precision screwdrivers. These are excellent. Excellent. That's all that's notable up front here. So we'll go to the rear. I didn't actually unhinge this, which I should have, but oh well. You guys can do it. In here, I don't use this guy anymore, but it's been used a lot. Is a digital psychrometer. You can't actually read the name or anything on it anymore, or what the buttons do. You just kind of.
It's made by Field Piece.
Yeah, because it's just been beat to hell. I don't use it that much at all anymore, but I still have it because in case something breaks, it's there. This guy's actually pretty cool. I don't remember where I got this, but I use this as a shaft punch. It's a piece of stainless steel that somebody just made for me and was like, "Here, check this out. Go beat on some shafts with it." I'm like, "Okay."
I actually have a piece of brass that Angelo gave me. His dad works at a place that makes valves.
I have.
It's a big piece of brass stock.
Stupid stuff in there, copper tubing cutters and stuff. I'm not going to go over that really because it's kind of pointless. And
let somebody else have a turn.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm just keep some Nylog around.
Got that too.
Pipe reamer.
Got that too.
Yellow Jacket? Is that who makes that one?
That is the Yellow Jacket version.
Yeah. Okay. So I'll talk.
Can you guys tell that I'm a little bit of a tool nut? He holds up a tool, and I know who made it.
So these are new for me. These Field Piece here. These are the air probes, and then I have their pipe clamps and the refrigeration probes. Just got them. I've been hearing a lot of good things about the new stuff, so I got them because the range is pretty good on these, and then also having the air probes.
Umbrage with Field Piece.
Having the air probes is really nice. Just temperaturized splits, different bullshit like that we're not going to get into. As far as the notable things, that's about it. Couple stubby nut runners from Klein. Certainly come in handy. And I'm not going to talk about anything else because it's all just basic ass shit. So, okay, Nick, your turn.
Oh, is it my turn?
It's your turn.
So I do things a little bit differently than Jay. I have a lot of different bags, and I didn't bring them all in and didn't go through all of them. I just kind of, for an example, like you have your copper tubing cutter and your pipe reamer and things like that. I actually have a little bag that I use for brazing that's got my tubing cutters in it, my sandpaper, my hot dam in it. All that stuff is kind of in one bag. Like your PVC cutters, I have a little bag with PVC glue, PVC fittings, things like that. So do things a little bit differently, but kind of my normal battle rattle that I take up on the roof with me is this guy here. This is the Vito TP4B, and a lot of the same things that Jay had. I've got the Wera screwdrivers here, insulated screwdrivers, nut driver, although it doesn't have a license, so I don't know. A couple of gear wrenches that I use, kind of my common size ones. Let's see if I can get them in the Right there. Those guys. There's 3 of them in there.
I'll
Little
show
brush for cleaning
inside
things
the
off.
mention it.
Fuse puller.
Flyby.
Flyby.
If you don't know what it is, well, oh well.
Oh, well. Click that unsubscribe
It's
button
actually
if
just
you don't
from
know
the
what it is.
It's for impacts, you put it on there. It's different socket sizes. So
Got my lockout stuff here. There's that clamp that we were showing before. Little magnet because I have a bad habit of dropping shit. Little adjustable wrench for some other size things. Fluke 902 FC meter. I'm not going to take that out because it's kind of a little bit of a pain in the ass with the wires. I do like these little close cutters for cutting off the zip ties because I don't leave my zip tie ends.
But
yeah, they're like $10 at Home Depot, I think.
Since I got actually those little dikes, those have been working good for that. Those little Nipex dikes or Knipex, whatever. I'd just like to say Nipex. It's easier.
Yeah, these are like $10 at Home Depot's. It was worth it. I don't leave my ends on my zip ties like a fucking animal, so.
I don't either. It drives me bonkers.
On the front here, this, by the way, this little silver guy here is where you put your tape measure if you carry one. Got a couple of little odds and ends in there. I got a punch right there. Some Allen keys, Schrader core changer, a couple of jumpers. Like I said, just a little odds and ends. Got thermostat screwdriver extension. This is goes in my impact, which I'll show you guys in a minute. A little bit of tape, key for the lockout lock. This is kind of interesting. This is the WIA torque screwdriver, and you can actually set the torque of it and torque all your electrical connections to the proper torque rating. And then it's got all the little bits that go in this this little pouch here. I'm not going to open it up and go through them all.
I think it's WIA that makes it. I think they have like a little, like about this big little mini socket set.
It's WIA or WERA. I can't remember.
It might be WERA. Either way, so one of them two makes it, and I've been really wanting to get it because it would be really handy.
It's like a little quarter drive, I think.
Yeah, little quarter drive, bunch of different sockets.
I got my big-ass flathead screwdriver here. This is good for pulling belts off and stuff. This is actually, and like I alluded to before, me and Angelo work together. We kind of have a funny story about this screwdriver. This screwdriver has mojo to it. It kind of started with me and my dad having this kind of joke about the old crappy screwdriver that he had. That anytime we didn't take it out on the job went wrong. And it kind of morphed into me and Angelo having this be the old shitty screwdriver, even though it's not that old. Be the shitty screwdriver that if you don't pull it out on the job, it doesn't go well. We were actually having a job go sideways one day, and out of frustration, Angelo takes that screwdriver out of my bag, throws it at the air conditioner, and goes, "There, we fucking used the screwdriver, so can it go right now?" And the funny part is the job went actually quite smooth after that.
One thing you'll notice about HVAC guys is we have a lot of big flathead screwdrivers.
And there's a certain amount of like superstition that goes along with it too. We're kind of like baseball players to where like, you know, like, oh, no, we're on a winning streak. Don't change your socks. Like, what the hell are you talking about?
Like, don't you dare get rid of that big ass screwdriver like that Milwaukee one. I could not torque a flathead screw with that son of a bitch to save my life because the tip has been beat off of it, but I will not get rid of it.
Oh no. And then just kind of goes along with the sort of normal battle rattle is the M12 Impact. I like the little 2 amp hour batteries in it. Keeps it kind of small, light, compact. And then I've got the Malco flip bit. This is 5/16 quarter inch. And then this one over here, which I tend to use a little bit more, is the 5/16 3/8. But whatever I was doing must have had a quarter inch on it the other day because I had this one in it.
Do you have the old quarter inch one or do you have the newer one?
I have the new quarter inch one and then my old 5/16 3/8 because I got this one first.
Yeah.
I actually just ground it down. And then like a month later, I saw a whole bunch of other people on Facebook doing that, and I was like, "You bastards!"
Yeah. For those who don't know, the new generation ones, I actually have the old generation.
Yeah, I got it right here. I can show you.
Yeah, the new generation they tapered them.
Yeah, the problem was when you went to use the smaller size would not get into tighter places because they just made the metal
Yeah.
thicker. So now it's kind of tapered down.
I'll actually grab you one for comparison
You got
here. Yeah, let me actually find it, though. It's in this bag.
Oh, boy.
I have like 60 tips in here.
Heyo.
Here it is. So you could see the quarter
We'll
inch
do like
is
a
the
side by
same
side there.
is the same thickness as a 5/16. So you had all this extra metal, and for tight places, it wasn't really working that well. And so they come out with a new generation where they tapered it, and it has made life much better.
But you could easily solve that with a bench grinder, as you can see on my older generation.
Yeah, hell yeah.
And that goes right there. Then for kind of like preventative maintenance on air conditioning stuff, I've got this smaller MB2 bag. Again, it's made by Vito. This whole show is sponsored by Vito today, guys.
It's really not, but
not a whole lot in here. I've got a couple of the Testo Psychrometers. There's number 1 and number 2. I'm not going to dive too far into what those do because it probably just sound like I'm speaking.
Yeah, I mean, it'd be good if some of you are having trouble sleeping, just let us know and we'll dive into what.
Yeah, we'll dive into it hardcore, dude. Well, I mean, we'll jerk off pretty hard to that.
Yeah.
Just a air temperature, and then on the side here, I'm not going to dig it out because it's kind of hard to get. But that's this guy right here is just for checking air pressure and stuff like that. And this bag doesn't have a whole lot in it, but when I actually do the maintenances on the air conditioning side, I'll actually load it up a little heavier.
Oh, the dogs are starting to attack.
Oh, no, not the dogs.
Yeah, starting to attack right now.
And then Jay showed these off before. Let's see if I can do this without all this crap falling out. The Testo Smart Probes. And then on this side here, I've got little adapter that I rigged up for charging, adjusting charge.
You have the
couple of charging charts, and then
you have the T's with the ball valves.
No, I just hook a manifold up to it. This is just is just an adapter.
I have
with a T
I have
on
the little T's, and then I put ball valves on the front of them.
And then just a 9/16 wrench, or sorry, not a 9/16, an adjustable wrench in case I need to loosen a cap or something like that. But a lot of the stuff in this
does work, though. That's where he got that size from.
Yeah, it is a 9/16 unless it's an old ass, like I think Lennox had. Was it Lennox? I think Train did it too, where they had some 1/2 inch on their
Lennox. I think the big three kind of did it: Lennox, Train, and Carrier.
Possibly. But a lot of the stuff in this will go into this other bag over here when I'm doing the air conditioning maintenance stuff. So this kind of that doesn't typically go up on the roof with me.
Oh, geez,
and then I've got the Vito Tech Pack, which there is a ton of stuff in here. You've gone over a bunch of your tools. I don't think I'm going to go over everything in my bag.
Yeah, I think because a lot of the stuff that I have me and Nick share.
Yeah. I mean, I can hit like
different
highlights real quick. I mean,
yeah.
I keep a couple of screwdrivers in there. I've got my Kleins in there, crimpers, needle nose, the different pliers that I've seen, little level for thermostats, wrenches, stuff like that. One of the cool things is bag is pretty big. That's actually a pry bar that you can keep in there. I will go over some of the features of the bag itself real quick, though. It, as you can see, has this strap so that you can use this as kind of a little work platform. There's a magnet right here. It does strap on. This is the pouch. Not sure how well you can see it that Jay was talking about. It's got a kind of translucent pouch. It's got a little pocket on the front. I'll move this so you guys can hear me a little bit better. It's got this kind of open face pocket here, pouch up here, and then the back too opens up, and it's got a whole bunch of pockets back there. And if I can get to it, right there, there's actually a hook so you can hang it. I just do like that. There's actually a hook so you can hang it up while you work. So it's a really nice bag. I mean, it definitely costs more than that Klein bag. I think that Klein bag retails for about $90, $100. And then this is like
3 times that.
this is like 250, 300, but
Yeah.
definitely worth it. I mean, I've gone through probably 4 or 5 Klein bags, and I've yet to wear this one
Hero
out. So.
Vitos. I bought the Vito once, and that's it.
Yeah, pretty much. Buy it once and buy it for life.
One thing, I if you guys have a tech pack for that hook that's in the back, that's great for lowering it off the roof because you can lower it all the way down. When it hits the ground, just flick the rope real quick and it'll come unhooked.
So a lot of times what I do with my bag, if I've got a bigger job, I'll bring my bag up on the roof, because it's a lot of the tools are kind of similar to what the tools in my smaller bag are. So I'll bring this up on the roof for bigger jobs so that I can have like my wrenches, my sockets, things like that don't just fit into the smaller TP4. Or if it is like, and I'm in the back, I keep different wire connectors and things. If I have a really big contract with just a big roof, I'll bring this up there and just kind of set it in the corner somewhere.
Yep.
That way I don't have to walk all the way off the roof, go down to my truck, get one wire connector and come back, things like that. So
yeah, with the Lennox units having the slant coils, typically I'll grab what I need out of it and I'll slide it in there in case it starts raining or whatever.
Something like that. Yeah. Tuck it in a return or something.
Yep.
But yeah, that's what we kind of all carry on every day.
Carries almost nothing, apparently.
I mean, all my stuff stays in the truck mainly.
So I told you.
I was in the truck too, but I went down to the truck and got it.
Well.
And he's got to walk up a hill. You live out on the coast. It's fucking flat land, you poser.
I mean, technically, I'm only a foot above sea level, so.
Ask Nick. My basement steps are like climbing Mount Everest.
I'm sure.
Basement steps are fucking janky.
They are so steep for no reason.
I hope you picked out some comments over there, Caleb.
That was Jay's job.
I was participating in the video. Plus, I brought dogs. What did you bring?
Craftsman tools.
Yeah, exactly.
So I hope you picked out some comments, Caleb.
Well, I did.
Okay, what do you got? Call them out here, and I'll find them and highlight them.
9:23 p.m. Monica posted a question.
Oh, we got timestamps too. Okay, hang on.
Damn straight, motherfucker. Call me out. I'll call you
go
out.
ahead and start reading your question then.
It said for all three of you to answer, if you could only use one tool from your tool collection / tool bag every day for the rest of your lives and no other, which tool would you want to use and why?
All right. I'm going to minimize that for now. It takes up a lot of space. I guess I can go first. It's kind of a hard question to answer because every tool kind of performs a little different function. I mean,
yeah,
you can kind of get away with certain things, like certain multi-tools and things like that, will perform more than one function. But yeah, I don't really know. I mean, it like the true answer is a tool that's not in my tool bag. So, I mean, like the kind of like standard Boy Scout answer that I want to use is a pocket knife, because if I have a pocket knife, I can survive kind of deal. So,
yeah,
I don't know. That's a good one though. Maybe an 11-1. It gives me my most options.
If I had to pick a hand tool, not necessarily just for like our trade, but just for general use, I would probably take these bad boys. Just because, like, stop licking me. Could pull nails out with it, pull staples out with it,
cut all beat shit with it.
I could beat shit with it. I could actually use these to hammer nails and stuff like that. You could cut all kind of really heavy duty shit with them.
Well, you could tell your dad was an electrician. You picked up like really well on hammering nails with a pair of number 9s.
My dad is actually a career electrician, so that's where
Caleb?
That's where I learned to strip wire with Linemans.
Yeah, I don't know. Honestly, probably just the multi-bit screwdriver I have, that kit. If I because when I was in warranty, honestly, like I'd put that in my back pocket, and I went into every house whenever I did a walk, and 90% of the warranty ticket I was able to fix with that.
Yeah, I
so, I
mean,
mean,
I think I agree with you. Like in 11-1, 6-1, you know, whatever.
Definitely.
Kind of gives you the most options, and I do keep it in my pocket. That's why it's not in my bag. Is it just sits in the cup holder of my truck. When I get in Monday morning, it goes in my pocket, and it pretty much stays there all week until Friday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If it was like for our job, yeah, that would probably be my pick.
Yeah. No,
Just
that's what I was saying.
Different sizes.
Another comment kind of off the side there is
They're all
from Angie Gray.
Yeah.
Yeah, the 9:26 p.m. Oh my God, you guys have the best poker faces. I think that's when Jay was rambling on about all his tools and whatnot.
I think it's because she was talking about nipple clamps over here.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's the
We
best poker
have
face
to-
because of like the outlandish things that she was commenting. Trust me, it was very difficult to not be distracted by it. We're talking nipple
This
clamps.
is a good one here, though. I know we put Caleb in charge of this, but this is another good question. Do you remember the first tool you bought or started using regularly, and do you still use it today in your daily jobs? The first tool that I got, yeah, I do know that one. And actually, that's like a kind of a two-parted answer. I bought two tools at the same time. One of them was this wrench set here. And these are just standard combination wrenches, no ratchet. But that was probably the first thing that I bought was a wrench set, and then a socket set that I have out in my truck that I still actually do use when I need a socket set.
So it actually goes back to that 11-1 that I said has lasted longer than any, and this one was actually given to me by my tech school.
We didn't buy it then.
I did buy it. Trust me, I bought all the shit they gave me there. This one, for whatever reason, has outlasted all the other ones I've had. I don't know.
I see you color it black when you're bored, like I do mine.
Exactly. It just like, wow, it looks so cool. And
Shitty
then, like,
days sitting in the truck with nothing to do.
Yeah, and then like 10 minutes later, the black's gone, and you're like, oh, dude.
It's all in your hands.
But yeah, this is I've used this for shit that Klein would probably not warranty it for. This has just been the one I've used so much. Just because, especially initially, when you don't have a lot of tools, you got Phillips, you got flat, two sizes of those, square tips. I forget what the other ones it has, but then you could take the tips out and use them as, quarter and 5/16 and 3/8. I forget what the other one is, truthfully, because I don't use it that much anymore. But
it's the Torx. It's a T20 and a T25.
Okay.
Yeah.
And, did I get all the nut
that,
sizes in that one? Is it just quarter, 5/16, 3/8? Is there
yeah, just quarter, 5/16 and 3/8.
Yeah, I'd say the one for me was the Craftsman impact wrench and a drill combo. I definitely, from the moment I bought it, the impact wrench from Craftsman, I use that thing all the damn time. And then now that I'm transitioning to Milwaukee, now of course I didn't buy the impact and the drill set, but I definitely use the impact on a daily basis for literally everything that I do. So I mean, I would say the impact wrench is probably my most useful tool for whatever.
You say impact wrench, are you talking about like this style here? Just out of curiosity, where you can like take it out and you've got the quarter-inch collet.
Yeah.
Okay, so the impact driver.
Yeah,
impact.
Impact
Impact
driver.
wrench is a totally different ballgame.
Yeah, it's like the 1/2 inch that you put a socket on.
Yeah.
That's all right. I was just curious.
Yeah. Good clarification.
Does this, I'm assuming you're talking about this, Angie, does this here double as a nipple clamp? Possibly. I do have two of them.
I like the one that Susie just put up there, actually.
Let's see.
Yeah, we are talking about having tool bags and stuff just primarily because the amount of shit that we have to carry now. But actually, when I started working in trades, I had one too. If you've ever been to Home Depot, they used to sell one made by Dead On that had the suspenders and everything. That's my go-to for tool belt. I think my cousin has it now, but it's still out there, still working.
So I had
my favorite tool belt ever.
I have a Husky from Home Depot. Just a little pouch. It's not a whole lot. You can put a couple of hand tools in it, a thing of screws. Still have it. Thing works great.
It would be kind of handy to have, but the problem is, especially for me, I'm climbing up on a lot of stores and they have cages around the ladders, and I can hardly get up there with a bag on, let alone having that damn tool pouch on.
So sometimes when I do controls work, helping out with that department, where I'm just like putting Jaces in and, go here, put a static pressure sensor in and a controller, boom, boom, boom. I'll use it for that just because I can have the screws in there and grab a couple of screws, hit it, wire up what I need to wire up, go to the next one. So it still has its
they still have their purpose, but it's just for what we do, they're not as frequent. But when I was like doing construction, I lived with that thing on.
Let's see. Any good lost tool or tool recovery stories? Do I have something? Oh, actually, yes, I do. Do you guys have one? Well, I dig this out or no?
I have a lost story. I was actually going to show my really cool torpedo level. And
all right, go for it.
I'm pretty sure it's sitting inside one of the Lennox units right now. So I lost it.
Oh, you lost it? What about you, Caleb?
It's not in the bag, and I'm like, shit, I knew I was missing something earlier. Yeah, I forget what I was using it for. It's magnetic, so when I stick it to shit, it tends to stay there.
Yeah, so whenever I was doing warranty and like with my job now, my company, as I said earlier, likes to do everything electronic, and that's why the cell phone's so important. Well, up until recently, I had a pretty crappy cell phone, so I did everything on the iPad the company gave me, and it actually, I don't know how this happened, but somehow I sat it down and it got drywalled inside a homeowner's home and drywalled in place. And
nice.
Yeah. So I had to go back, cut out the drywall, and get the drywallers come back and re-drywall the area I had to cut out to get my iPad back.
So this kind of goes along with Susie's comment here about, she said she had to go to court to recover some stolen tools, and thanks to Milwaukee Tick, she had all the model and serial numbers. That real quick on that, the Milwaukee One Key app, I absolutely love that because I had a drill stolen and I pretty much decided that that's never going to happen again. But my first boss that I had in heating and air was kind of a shitty dude, and he ended up taking a lot of my tools and things like that, and I got him back and things. But funny thing is I found this wrench. He left it on a job, this little Cobalt 8-inch adjustable wrench. I never gave this back to him. I knew it was his. I was so fucked off with working for him that I just never gave him the wrench back. And he actually ended up asking me about it one day. We were working together, and I knew that he was like taking my tools and stuff, and I was basically he was stealing my tools from me, and then I was just kind of stealing them back. And he asked me, he goes, "Oh, I used to have a wrench just like that." He's like, "Is that mine?" I was like, "No." He's like, "Where'd you get that?" I was like, "Well, that's a Cobalt. It came from Lowe's." He was like, "Oh, I've never seen that before." I was like, "Oh, I must have picked it up last time I was in there," and just straight up never gave that fucker back to him.
I actually have a good one going back to the lost recovery thing. So I lost a pipe wrench and never knew what happened to it. That was this guy right here, and that's why it's still kind of a little bit rusty. It was sitting inside of a package unit for like a year and a half, and then one of my friends discovered it. It was like, "Hey, check this out," and I'm like, "Check," because it's not there anymore. It's been kind of worn off. But I used to wind this up and engrave the handle right here with my name, and I told him to wind it up, and sure as shit, it was mine. And so here it is. Still, all these years later, still got it. And I do have a steel wrench too. But yeah, that was
I
one of
think I
very
agree
few
with
tools.
with Angie there. I think Caleb's story wins. Losing the iPad in the wall of a finished house. That's pretty good.
That is pretty good.
Well, I was doing a warranty, and honestly, I swear that the drywallers saw it because I sat down for a second, went to look at something else for the homeowner, and then when I turned around, I couldn't find it. But also, it was end of the day, and I wanted to get home, and I was like halfway home, I'm like, fuck, I need that.
All right, here's another thought-provoking one.
Uh-oh.
If your favorite tool brand stopped manufacturing their lines, what brand would you switch to and why?
That'd be pretty easy for me because it's like out of the big three that I like, Weha, Wera, and Knipex, if one of them stopped making it, I would just switch to the other one.
If we're talking hand tools, I would just find it.
Yeah.
Because like you said, I've got a little bit of Wera, I've got a little bit of Weha, I've got a little bit of Knipex. They're all great.
If it was power tools, if Milwaukee stopped, I would probably say right now I would probably go with the Cobalt stuff that I have because it's been working really well for me. Not only have that, I have a light heavy duty Sawzall and cordless hammer drill. So yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I would have to do a lot of soul searching on that in that tool aisle.
Yeah. I mean, if Craftsman ever went under,
you would upgrade to a better tool brand.
You ass. I mean,
set me up for that one.
Yeah. Honestly, like, I mean, I'm in the process of kind of switching everything over from Craftsman to Milwaukee right now. So
she stares at me like this all the time.
If Craftsman went out, I'd probably go to Milwaukee, or if Milwaukee went out, I'd probably go back to Craftsman. So
you mean just stop buying Milwaukee?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I don't really know if Milwaukee just decided they weren't making tools anymore. I'm not sure who I would go to.
Yeah, I would probably go with the Cobalt or maybe Rigid. So I had some.
Because Rigid, they've got a pretty decent warranty on their stuff. So
yeah, but I like I said, I would definitely I'm gonna stick with Cobalt for a while, see how they go. One thing I'm really liking about them is the batteries are really cheap compared to a lot of places.
I mean that's the hard question too. Is you kind of just hit on it. Is that the batteries are such an investment?
Yeah. I got two from Cobalt. I got two 4 amp hour batteries. So these are 24 volt too. It was only $100 for both.
Did you drop your beer?
Really good for batteries. Nowadays, batteries are tough.
My pen.
Your butt plug. Oh, can we say that on YouTube?
As long as you don't reference it to DeWalt people.
Oh, okay.
Good thing I don't like DeWalt.
Yeah, no, I don't shop at Lowe's, Susie. That's kind of what makes it even funnier.
You have with me.
Yeah, well, we're in the middle of a project and it's basically across the street.
Bro, beggars can't be choosers.
I mean, sometimes you just got to get the job done.
I've shopped more at Lowe's recently than I have in a very long time, just literally because, I find something I need. I've been working on the rooftops at Lowe's, so it was easy to just climb down the ladder, go up front, grab what I needed, and then go back up.
Yeah, that's like one of 2 Cobalt tools that I own. So that tells you how much I shop at Lowe's. Yeah. So I want to address this comment from Susie real quick. All the ladies are dropping good comments tonight.
Right.
Yeah, that's kind of where I think me and Jay disagree with you there, Susie, is the Klein.
Yeah. Is Klein, yeah.
I'm not a big fan of Klein. I have a handful of their tools, but I'm not impressed by any of them, honestly.
Most of the Klein stuff I have is older. Or it's shit
the old Klein. Yeah, that's
or it's just shit like Linemans and Dykes, which I mean
They're an electrical company. They better know how to make a pair of dikes.
Right. But as far as the other stuff, like if you put my Wera stuff or my Weehaw stuff next to Klein's going to get fucking rolled over like it's a steamroller versus a fucking pancake.
Yeah, and going back to what
I'm not saying that you're wrong for liking Klein. If that's what works for you, have at it.
No, absolutely. I mean, there's
whatever
you
makes
like
you
whatever
happy,
tool
whatever
you want.
does you well. Me and Nick are on opposite ends of things as far as meters are opposite. Or
oh yeah, I'm Fluke. You're Field Piece. Hudson's
yeah.
Hudson's one of these guys over here.
Even the smart probes.
That's as close as Hudson gets to a meter.
I have the Testo ones, but I have the Field Piece ones. But I mean, stuff works. It works. Go for it.
She says they give me free stuff. Well, I mean, if it's free.
If it's free, yeah. Sure.
I mean, we didn't know that.
Meters.
Lead with that next time, Casey.
Yeah, lead with I love my free Klein tools, and we'd be like, yeah, I'd probably love my free Klein tools too. We don't get free stuff here. We're not one of the cool kids.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I have some of that older Klein stuff, and it's been great. Even the nut runners, so many people have had a lot of problems with them, but I have older ones, and I've had them for probably almost 10 years, and they still work. The newer shit I've had, even the HVAC 6-in-1 that I showed earlier, which is handy and great, the fucking ball detents on that damn thing, some of the shit just falls out on the ground.
Well, and it's such cheap metal. If you jump a screw one time with it, it becomes
a
fucking
Phillips,
paperweight.
The new Phillips tips they're putting out. I mean, now granted, I do have that extendable one. So far it's been great. I don't know how it's going to last yet because I've had it for a week, but I'm using it every day. So we're going to find out really fast how well it holds up. But on the multi-tips, the 11-in-1s and that 6-in-1, the newer ones, the fucking Phillips tips have been fucking garbage. Yeah. Absolute garbage. I've gone to tighten a screw on a contactor and
the thing just crumbles.
And it slips, and then all of a sudden I got a huge indent. The screw on the contactor just shaved the fucking metal off my screwdriver. Yeah. So.
Yeah, it's there. You could tell that they've really cut back on the quality, and the problem is kind of
they didn't cut back on the price. That's for fucking sure.
No, and the problem is, like we alluded to before, is a lot of these American tools used to be made in America, and now they're being made in these other countries, China, Taiwan, Indonesia, places like that, and the quality just isn't there anymore.
Good stuff.
The quality just isn't there, and it's for another. Well, all right, hang on. You guys talk for a minute. I'm gonna do some Google foo here.
Yeah, Navac's been making a lot of good stuff, and they're making some really great, innovative stuff I'm seeing. So, one of my upcoming investments is going to be a Navac pump. Just haven't gotten there yet. Yeah, I mean, people I'm like Nick, I'm one of the patriotic people. But it's if you want me to buy the American shit, then match the quality of my German shit and the price, because I'm getting the German stuff cheaper and it's a gazillion times better.
Hang on, I'm going to share this screen real quick. Where is I want to do a tab, and I want to do this tab here. So these are a kind of a knockoff version of the Knipex ones. Same kind of style here with the Cobra. Actually, that's more like the alligator style ones, but same general idea. And go away. And $29.93. Now, if I go here, do Knipex.
I was gonna say, yeah,
Cobra.
There's probably about the same price, and you're getting
$29.90 for the exact same ones, and it's 10 times the quality.
Yeah, absolutely.
So that's kind of where I'm like you were saying, for the same amount of money, I can get a much higher quality product that I'm going to enjoy using.
When I was showing all those Wera insulated screwdrivers, it was a 6 screwdriver set of insulated screwdrivers. It was only $35 or $40.
Are the Navac gauges the ones with the knobs on the front, Susie?
I I dare you to go to Home Depot and find a 6 insulated screwdriver set from Klein for that cheap.
How much were they?
They were $35 or $40 for the Wearer ones.
Klein
They might be a little bit more
insulated.
now. I've had them for probably 5 years or so.
Driver set. Let's see, $49.99. So you're looking at $50.
Yeah, for the Klein ones.
Yeah,
Yeah, I paid. I'm pretty sure it was 35 for the Wearer ones.
sounds about right.
That
Yeah,
was-
those Navac
that was-
gauges are pretty sweet. My dad's got a set with the
2
knobs on the front
squares,
too.
2 Phillips, 2 flats. I think.
But yeah, I mean, just there's, nothing against Klein, and not trying to shit on anybody's tool selections or anything like that, because, and Susie, from Zach over at HVAC Shop Talk, he uses primarily Ryobi. And I mean,
Yeah.
I think all three of us, I'm going to throw Caleb into this as well, are of the opinion that it's really the trades person that makes the job, not the tool.
Yeah.
But you work hard, you use your tools every day. You want to have good quality stuff that works for you.
Yep.
So that's where we differ on that. That's
Most
all.
of my tools will get lost before they get broken.
Hell, I mean, going back real quick, Nick, to the the tool or the tradesman making the tool work.
Tradesperson, okay, Susie.
Tradesperson. So
let's not shit on her.
do you know how she identifies? It's 2022. Anyways,
I think she identifies as a red-blooded, God-fearing American. If I know her well enough.
probably.
Oh shit! Hey,
But-
speaking of that Klein bag problem, the fucking thing just fell over onto my foot.
Neat.
But I mean, like my moisture meter, it's a tack life. Like I said, I spent 25, I think maybe $30 Amazon. My company, they have one that they purchased for the warranty guys. $250 is what that price tag was. But-
This is Ace brand, like Ace Hardware brand.
Yeah. But I can do more with this than I can with the one the company gave us. Like the one that the company gave us. I mean, it definitely tells you how moist, lumber, drywall, flooring, stuff like that is. But I mean, this I can
Neighbor's
actually
wife,
take-
whatever you're working on.
yeah, but I mean, this right here, I can take humidity, like the relative humidity inside the house, and compare it to what the moisture is in the drywall and the flooring. So I can more accurately determine if it's like an actual leak or if it's just, the homeowner forgot to turn the fan on in the bathroom and they took like a super hot shower and turned it into a sauna,
Maybe it was a steamy shit.
Order that too.
That's what I love about Caleb, is we can say these ridiculous things and it just doesn't even faze him. He just goes right on with life, with what he's saying.
Yeah,
Well,
I mean,
a lot of it's because he's known you forever, and then if he's met you, he's met me.
Pretty much.
Yep.
You remember that time that we locked that one dude that got arrested after we graduated from high school for molesting a 14-year-old girl in the bathroom at Patriots Point? That was a good time.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
My knee's killing me.
I think he was stuck in that bathroom on that submarine for legit an hour and 45 minutes.
I think that was like the dickest thing I've ever done.
I'm the one that locked him in there. You were just there. Well, you didn't do anything to stop me.
No,
Let's be honest. It was an ROTC program. We would have both been fucked on that one.
I think I suggested it.
You may have. You may have suggested it as a joke, and I was like, okay. Not
Yeah.
God-fearing, but proud, red-blooded American and skilled tradesman, I identify as the she and it. You
Or
can
the
call me
shit.
the shit.
I like your attitude, Susie.
That's why you're welcome on here anytime.
Yeah.
Here's a question for you, Susie. What kind of tin snips do you use?
Ooh, there's only one correct answer to this one.
My oldest pair.
I think I have a similar looking pair.
These are, I actually use these for siding houses just because cutting siding is a lot easier with a pair that long. That's
Heroes. What did we do to become heroes? All right.
not really sure.
I don't know.
Malco.
Malco. That's a good brand. It's a good answer. Good answer, Susie. All right. Now that we got that established, I think we're going to start wrapping the show up here and give a couple of shout outs. Thank you to Jenna, my sister-in-law. She makes all the kick-ass thumbnails where she turns Jay into zombie construction workers and all kinds of other crazy shit that I request of her. A lot of those are done at like a moment's notice too, so she really comes through for us on those.
Jenna definitely. I know because Nick will always be talking about something, and like I think for like the last show, it was like the day before. He's like asking me, "Okay, like what do you think?" And it's just like, yeah, we're cutting it pretty damn close, but yeah, she always comes.
She not only does one, she usually sends me about 5.
Well, yeah, exactly, because me and Caleb get the you
get to weigh in on it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the 14-year-old thing. That's a long story that we can't get into right now.
Next stream.
How me and Caleb turned man into a predator. No, we didn't turn him into that. He was that before that.
Oh yeah.
Making of a pedophile. Next time.
Wait, which one was that? Was that the
make an episode of How It's Made? The pedophile.
J.A.
Rod.
No, I don't think they should be locked up, Susie. I think they should have their genitalia removed.
I'm fine with just putting a bullet in them.
And not I don't mean surgically. I mean with a meat cleaver and a chopping block.
No, in a
guillotine.
Guillotine. Oh, I like the guillotine.
Yeah, that's
see, that's getting like dramatic.
Well, I mean, you do that, it's too clean of a cut, too quick. I say
no. But there's a certain level of showmanship to it.
Okay, well, let's just get a serrated guillotine.
No, dude, just take a fucking sledgehammer, smash that shit flat as a pancake.
We could put brakes on it. So that it comes down really fast. It looks like all menacing and everything, but then slows way the fuck down, and we just have to guillotine their dick off. Like, it takes like 10 times to like fully chop it off.
Welcome to Chopping Off Pedophiles' Penises with Nick, Caleb, and Jay. Lennox is going to jump in on this video.
They're going to be like, what the fuck?
Either that or Ipa's going to pop up in here.
Yeah, where the fuck is Ipa? We miss you, Ipa. Come back. All right, back to the shout-outs.
All right.
I'll bring my refrigerant into the next video if you watch Ipa.
Let's do it. I'll bring a tank, you bring a tank.
A rusty blunt guillotine. See, Angie gets it.
See, we're getting it. We haven't worked out all the finer details, but I like the showmanship of the guillotine.
Yeah.
I think that's the
also
way to
like
do
how our fans are now starting to roast me for my unfinished wall back here.
Just one.
Yeah, it's just been Angie the whole time.
Yeah, she's
one
weird.
so far.
Yeah. Yeah, that's some nice cotton candy you stuffed in your walls. You should get to eat some.
Dude.
He doesn't have any insulation. Well, he does. It's just not on the wall that we're looking at.
So you use OSB.
Yeah, no, that is insulation.
Oh, is it? It looks like OSB on my screen.
No, I know.
I thought it was insulation.
It's insulation.
All right, I stand corrected.
Yeah,
I stand corrected.
Give a quick shout out to Monica, my lovely wife. She does all of the social media shit because I'm not on social media. And if you want to be part of any of the social media groups, they're all in the description of the videos. You can also, if you enjoy the show, send us a little bit of cash via PayPal. The what is it? What do you use? Email address. That's what you use. The email address is in the description of all the videos. Everything's in there. If you want to contact me or Caleb, you can't do it. Jay, I think, is on Facebook, but he's probably in Facebook jail.
Not currently, I don't think. Anyway.
Oh, not currently. So if you want to contact Jay, you can do that for probably the next 25 minutes.
Yeah.
It's only because they haven't found out what he's done yet.
Pretty much.
Other than that,
Yeah,
anybody got anything else?
We'll say everyone say bye-bye to the doggies. Where'd the other one go? She's down there.
And the next show will be.
Touchscreen computer. I'm pushing shit. Oh god. There we go.
He said, "Oh god, oh god."
I like tilted the computer to look at the other dog, and then all of a sudden all this shit came up. I'm like, oh shit.
Tune in with us on the 29th of April. That will be our next live stream. We have no idea what the topic is, so don't ask. Susie's Memes on Facebook. Everybody go join Susie's Memes on Facebook if you have Facebook, and give her a like, a thumbs up. I think I was in Susie's little meme thing there, and she posts a lot of shit that that me and Jay would probably say in our own private conversations.
Nice.
Our private conversations could blind Jesus.
Well, then you'll like Susie's Memes.
All right.
Yes, the dogs.
Anybody else got anything?
If Amanda was
were the
here,
main
she'd
draw.
be after the dogs too.
Yeah, if Amanda were here, she'd be gawking over.
In the next live stream and see if I put drywall and mud up on my wall in the back.
That's not going to happen.
It's probably not going to happen.
Yeah,
I have
at
no
least
faith
put a
in that.
sheet of drywall up behind you.
Yeah.
Just put like one in the center, but leave the sides.
Yeah.
Dude,
There you go.
I actually have a 2-foot square. I'm just gonna like stick it right.
Just
in the
like
middle
right
of the wall.
behind, like right there behind your head.
So
Yeah.
you got like a nice background, get a little bit of contrast.
Yeah, just zoom
There
in
you
real
go.
close.
So you guys want to see the dogs more in the live stream? I could start doing them downstairs. People want to see more of the dogs.
Or if you want to see more of us using nipple clamps, either way, put it in the comments.
I have a
Cody.
dachshund. I can bring her in the next live stream.
I have dogs as well. They're idiots, but we have dogs.
Bullet and
Dude, your dogs will freak out. They freak out every time I come visit.
Bullet and Stupid.
stuff.
Although
I
I
have-
did destroy their house
Yeah.
one of the times I visited, and they haven't let me live it down yet.
I nicknamed him Bullet in honor of how he's going to die.
Monica will appreciate that.
All right. 2 weeks, everybody. We will see you guys on the next one.
Peace.